Hey, it's Dr. Mitchell on BERC Basics, where I'm sharing my favorite powerful teaching and learning strategies for after school educators. And the skill that we are learning today is about learning team roles. Because, as you already know, we are in the business of learning how to facilitate positive peer to peer collaboration. And one way to do this is through established roles on learning teams. So let's talk about why this is important. So, neuroscientifically, we know through the process of elaborative rehearsal that kids need to be talking to each other. They need to be having academic discourse with each other. And we've talked about learning partners, where students have the opportunity to collaborate with one other peer around a higher order thinking question or task. But now we're talking about learning teams. And it's really important to be able to work collaboratively with a team. So, first of all, what is a learning team? And a learning team is different from learning partners because it is more students. It involves three or more students, would be a learning team. And now, depending on the activity and the development stage, will determine how many students that you have in a group. But remember, the more students that we add, the less time that students have the opportunity to have an established role that is important and of value, and it gives them less opportunity to talk with each other. So, we really like to recommend no more than 4 to 6 students when it comes to a learning team. Now, the difference between a student group where students are just sitting at desks by each other and a learning team are two things. One, there's a shared goal. There's a clear shared goal and shared task. Two, the students are interdependent on each other. They really can't complete their task without working collaboratively with their teammates. And that's an important difference because we can put students at the same table and could be working on an independent activity, but they could be receiving social support from their peers. And we might think of it like a team, but it's not a team unless there's an established shared goal and the task is interdependent. What I love about roles when it comes to after school programming is that it really aligns with the socio-emotional learning program quality assessment that many of our after school programs use in our continuous improvement process. Think about it. One of the important components of the SELPQA is fostering teamwork. When you have roles that are established, we are promoting teamwork. Another component of the SELPQA is talking about responsibilities and leadership. When students have defined roles in their learning team to accomplish a shared goal and task, they have opportunities to be a leader, such as a facilitator or even the reporter that reports out. And they have opportunities to take on responsibilities, not just responsibilities, but they're taking them on independently outside of the facilitator. I love this. And roles and responsibilities, leadership through these learning team roles can happen at any age. Trust me, kindergarteners can do this. They can establish roles like keeping track of the time or being a reporter and sharing out. So let's dive into these roles briefly, but just know you can get creative and establish your own names for these kind of roles. So first of all, there needs to be a facilitator. There needs to be someone who is essentially leading the discussion, and really their role will be keeping kids on task. This is promoting leadership. We have the target tracker, which is the person who's making sure that the team is working towards their goal. Okay. We have a timekeeper who's keeping track of time and really ensuring that the group is staying on schedule. This is where having a visible timer during your activities is very important because that timekeeper can utilize that as a tool to reinforce the time with their group. You could establish a recorder where they're writing down key ideas and group decisions, or they're even at the kindergarten level, they could be drawing ideas. You can have a reporter where they are going to be prepared to share out the ideas and the tasks with the whole group at the end. And then, of course, we have contributors where they can actively participate in sharing ideas, supporting the process, and doing all of that. I also like, it's not on here, but I love a material manager as well. Someone who feels confident to go get the materials, bring them back, and making sure that you have everything, their team has everything that they need to be successful. So, I'd love for you to think of establishing roles and responsibilities in collaborative tasks and interdependent activities that you already have in place. Or a further challenge is, how do we take those independent activities, make them group activities, and assign these roles that students have the opportunity to be responsible for tasks. They have the opportunity to develop their leadership. They have the opportunity to foster teamwork, all socio-emotional learning skills that we want our kids to develop and have. So I challenge you to try it out. Of course, let me know how it goes.